everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Kerbal Space Program. Very simple start to this episode. We're going to test this swivel engine, finally completing it. And I think we could just fly better, and that would solve all of our problems. Get these fins out of here, dude. Or at least put them on more normally. But we're going to just be... I think this will work. Can I control Z? Oh my god, they let you control Z in Kerbal Space Program. I take back every bad thing I've ever said about the vehicle assembly building user experience, because you've done it. In fact, control Z that. Oh, I'm just doing it just to feel the rush now. Take all this off, pull this down, give yourself another couple of fuel tanks. It's probably a very amateurish way to solve our existing problem, but if it gets the job done, then I'm all for it, dude. See, this does not look quite right. And I'm still not sure how I feel about the fins, all things considered, but... yeah, like, get them equipped like that. We could actually fly this thing last time, which was amazing to me. Put some fins here and fins here. So we can have aerodynamics. I guess we don't need aerodynamics in space, do we? That's a good point. But we... yes, good point. Get rid of these. Put them down here instead. Give yourself some more fins. More fins the better, right? Look at a shark. One fin is no good. I know, I've completed this contract. It's true. Got put in the trash. Save it up, launch it. I think we have to have it at this point. We know exactly what we're doing, at least. SAS on, throttle. It probably doesn't need to be at max. So I'm gonna revert this flight. So the problem with that one is that my staging was wrong, and these should all go at the same time is the thing. These can go at different intervals. It doesn't really matter, I think. SAS on, throttle at max. That really cratered the launch site, eh? Just keep it going straight up for now. Nothing to worry about. Next phase. Got it. Next phase. Got it. And then you get rid of it. Okay. You know what? While rising, why not take a crew report? What about a science report up here as well? Nah, it's worth nothing. Reset. Okay, so once we lose this mass, we're gonna start our gravity turn, I think. Which I now realize has also cost us our remaining fins. And we're starting to... I would call this a controlled roll. You would never know this is the same ship that flew very recently and was, like, mostly fine. We're still going up, albeit very slowly. Okay, pull up is the thing. Pull up, pull up, pull up. This is gonna be way worse for our fuel, dude. Yeah, slow. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna revert this launch as well. It's just a botched gravity turn. It happens to the best of us. You know, show me a space program that hasn't messed things up. Alright, so you go like that, you go like that. Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. You're gonna revert the flight, you're gonna revert to launch, NL. Slow your roll here, slow your roll here, slow your roll. These go here. These go here. Okay. Can I move the fins while I'm flying? No, I was being a little silly there. We just went too hard on the gravity turn. What if you tried the gravity turn like while you're still in the early game here? They just actually will not let me turn like that. Which I respect and understand. Got a lot of upward velocity right now. A lot of lift. So we're going to dump these. Next phase. Oh, full throttle, please. Keep the apoapsis sensible. Get our contract up on the screen. Thank you. Minor gravity turn. Just a slow little pivot up here. No, that's how you get yourself into trouble. Yeah, there. Oh my god, it was recovered. I'm stunned. Back into semi-normal rotation. Let's cut the throttle for just a sec. Apoapsis is 70,000 meters. Okay. That's where we want to be. Stable. Stable, please. Okay, that, yeah, roughly. Then hit that throttle again. Still got a little bit of a roll. This thing could work, though. Remember, we got way more fuel for our next section now. So I think we've been way less fuel efficient, but we have twice as much fuel in our final stage, which should be way easier for us to accomplish this. So we're about to run out of fuel. Now things move very slowly. That's what they always say in outer space. So now we can slow things down a little bit. Cut the throttle just for a second here, because we want to... That apoapsis is actually completely fine. Remember, the only problem last time was being able to get back to... where we wanted to go. Which is the planet, instead of drifting forever in an endless and cold universe. So, we're going to take SAS off and try to get readjusted here. The recovery there has stunned me. I did not think we had any chance to recover. And yet we pulled it off. You and me both. And you do deserve equal, if not greater, credit for the feedback that has led me to this moment. We all share in this victory together. How about crew report? Worth nothing. How about some science? Worth nothing. So what's the game plan here? Well, you have to create an orbital trajectory. So essentially we're going to listen to Kraftwerk here as we fly up to about maybe 300,000. And then we're going to hit full throttle, but first we have to adjust slightly. This vector should slowly wrap around the planet. We don't want it to be too huge of an orbit. Just wait till that thing says orbit. We hit it like exactly when it said orbit, so I think I'm sitting pretty for now. But I still don't know if I have enough fuel to get us back to the planet. We might just leave an astronaut up here and finish the test at the very least. Okay, Ruka, you want to come in? What's up, buddy? What's up? So we're just going to wait till we get between 300 and 20 to 330,000. So we're going to go up to speed 50 for now. It's going to take us marvelously around here. In the meantime, periapsis is 80,000, so the periapsis is like a little less ridiculous. We're going to take the M off here. Come on, we might as well go times 100. So we're going to wait till we get to 3. Just even pause it here, because, yeah, okay. And then go speed 2 maybe instead. Remember, we're just going to click Run Test. I think we might have this one. Done. Problem solved. You can only run a test if you're going to succeed, I guess. If it fulfills the conditions required. And again, I don't know if we need to do this at periapsis. Or if it's at the retrograde or what. Like, I don't know what the blue marker on the nav ball means. That's probably the next thing to learn. But I'm going to hit full throttle on this bad boy. What have you done? He's done it! He's on a trajectory that's going to allow him to survive. Made our retroactive apoapsis like a megameter above the Earth's surface. But anyway, get out of here. We mad high up right now. So observe. That's real science right there. Observe. That's worth nothing. Try to do it during re-entry this time. Again, I don't know if that does anything. I'm trying to learn that for myself, but it's worth nothing. We got too low. We'll take it. We'll take the science experiment after we land. Maybe that'll change it. And now re-entry, sometimes a little tricky. Okay. There's a fire. We lost the science. We lost the science, and that's okay. We need some things to slow us down before we get down to Kerbin's atmosphere. Anyway, good job, team. You've made it. Tomo, you want to come in too, buddy? Hello, Tomo. Welcome. We've successfully completed the test of our engines, which took us forever. But again, we've hit some huge milestones over the course of this as well. Now we've gotten rid of the parts limit, finally. We've come down from, like, rock bottom 2.0. Find ourselves in a situation where actually, like... Oh, you know what? Crew report. Sure, why not? It's 1.5 science. Thought, why not? Recover vessel. Either way, might be botching the science, but mission completed after basically exploding. We got 3.2 science. Not that much money recovered, but that's okay. Advanced to level 1 on our pilot. That's good stuff. Let's check mission control. Now we have a lot of stuff about flight, which makes me very angry. I don't want to do a focused observational study of Kerbin. Fly to the Mun. Pass by it. 64,000. I can't do this without a tutorial right now, I'll just be honest with you. I want to see, like, what happens if we go to an administration building. What happens here? Takes 5% reputation, yields 1 science for each 2.556 reputation. I want to do, like, the opposite. Yeah, take money. 1 science for each 12,000. I don't think we can afford that. Setup costs 70,000. This is not right. This is not right for us right now. I'll just be honest with you. Because we don't necessarily need funds or reputation. I don't really understand what I'm looking at from a UI standpoint here, to be honest with you. So I think in order to get aviation to successfully complete some of these other missions, we're gonna need to get more science. We could do that by just flying, like missions that are successful but different, and doing science at those different parts. Or we could do it by completing some more missions, which this gives us basically exactly what we need. Escape trajectory. Test the hydraulic detachment manifold on an escape trajectory out of Kerbin. We get a lot of money, actually. We could use the rep, so I appreciate that. And I think we can do this. So 1 mission at a time. 1 mission at a time. Hydraulic detachment manifold. First things first, we got to figure out what the heck that even means. And then an escape trajectory is just escaping the atmosphere. So let's start new here. Figure out where that is. Structural? Hydraulic detachment manifold. There it is. Command pod. Command pod, could you put on celery, man, please? So I don't know what we need. What is an escape trajectory? We got to get above like 50,000. That counts as an escape trajectory, 50,000 meters, I think. Which means we probably don't need a heat shield, but knowing me, I might accidentally go to space, in which case we might want a heat shield to keep us in a relatively safe spot there. So I mean, it's going to be a pretty simple ship construction here. In fact, it's going to be very similar to things we've had before. I just want to make it as cheap as possible as well. And then how do you couple this manifold? It looks like a radial decoupler. Here's what I'm thinking. Build the same thing we've already built, but just with a radial decoupler and like a lot less fuel. See how it works out. I don't even know if we need the solid fuel boosters to make this thing actually go, but I'll tell you what, we'll put like some little baby solid fuel boosters on it, and if this isn't good enough, it isn't good enough. But we're gonna give it a try as cheaply as possible to, you know, be in the sporting spirit of the game. I do like launch stabilizers though. As long as you get them equipped properly, they look kind of cool. And that's a defining characteristic for me. Finally, aerodynamics. We're gonna use fins instead of winglets because we just want to not spin and die. We're gonna call this one test escape trajectory. Save. I mean, if we were to enter, this is designed to test. Well, let's do it in true programmer fashion. This is designed to test the. If we want to do true programmer style, to do make this not a total hack job. Okay, fantastic. Save up. Launch. Big thing for this one is staging. Make sure that I know what an escape trajectory actually is. That's another one. So these should fire at the same time. Then you're gonna decouple. No, you know what? We have to revert. That's my bad. I didn't put decouplers under the solid fuel booster. Hold on. Give me a second here. I didn't put any engines under the... didn't put any engines under the fuel tanks here. You see the problem now. You probably did in advance, if we're being honest. I think this first phase is gonna suck. I actually think that we should replace these with the thumpers. This is gonna be probably like super overkill, but... And we might as well fix the staging here, like... These should not decouple until these also fire. So we... Decouple, decouple, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. Save it up. Let's go. You're never going to make a rocket without errors. You got to just be able to find the errors as they show up, right? That's the ticket. That's the ticket. SAS. Let's go. Get the contract up because I want to know what an escape trajectory is. As soon as we hit escape trajectory, everything's getting ejected, dude. Everything. I don't care if there's still fuel left in it. As long as we don't explode, and maybe even if we do. So I'm thinking once apoapsis hits like, 30,000 or something, that might count as being on an escape trajectory. We're gonna hit that real soon. Even 25,000, maybe. Watching closely. 35,000 is already there, so we're gonna hit full throttle and eject. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, something's wrong. Let's go back. I'm gonna pause for a second. Kerbal Space Program escape trajectory. Let's stop this problem. Do you happen to have a picture of the contract? Escape velocity means you're going fast enough that your trajectory leaves Kerbin's soul. Entering the Mun's sphere of influence doesn't count. You have to be on a path that will take you completely out of Kerbin's soul. Or wait, sphere of influence. What is that soul? Like sun? Or is that SOI? It means the same trajectory you would use to enter the orbit of the sun. Any hyperbolic trajectory. What does this mean? What is a hyperbolic trajectory? What is escape trajectory? Let's get more layman's terms. An escape trajectory is one that will leave the current body's sphere of influence. It happens when you're going too fast for its gravity to keep you in orbit. Okay, so I'm completely I'm completely off here. What we need to do is revert flight to the vehicle assembly bay. We need to make a ship that can get so far up it actually exits orbit, and then we want to bring it back to orbit so that our Kerbin doesn't die. Okay, so that's like, it's a new era, but we also know what we need to make this happen. And we now have no parts limit, so in theory, like, we might be able to succeed. So let's start here. This actually ended up being a much more difficult mission than I thought. But at least we figured it out as we, like, right off the bat, instead of waiting forever. So again, we're gonna start, this might be like a 5-stage rocket. This was what we needed just to get us into, well, we're not gonna go low on funds now. This is what we needed just to get us into orbit here. The first time. Then we had radial decouplers. We should make sure our staging is like actually right the first time here. No, this is not. It's already wrong, but hydraulic detachment manifolds is actually what we want to use because we're doing a test. That's correct. Let's put 3 of these bad boys on, and then put 3 of these bad boys on. There you go. I basically want to make like another large series of fuel tanks. I'm somewhat skeptical we're gonna actually be able to do this with my present technology level. Especially to get back to Kerbin seems a little bit suspect to me, but we'll see. You know, this is how you learn, is sometimes you gotta just throw yourself in the deep end. And then we're gonna go for another stack decoupler here. Drag this thing out. This is gonna be a big and also very expensive rocket. Let's get a little crazy. I know you've been waiting for that, possibly. Why not throw, like, more solid fuel boosters down here, you know what I mean? Just really stack them all up like that. More thrust from the get-go. So let's save it up. These should all fire simultaneously for one. And then also, should be like that. Should be like that. There's no way this is gonna work, because this is just not that much more intense than the one that we had before. We can at least learn something about our experience here. Yeah, this will work. These are all gonna fire. You're gonna decouple. This is gonna fire. You're gonna decouple. This is gonna fire. And launch stabilizers, please. Because I am actually pretty skeptical about this working at all. Just want to read this tutorial one last time, because this is going to be the last thing we're going to do here. Escape trajectory missions usually cost more than the reward. Sweet. Okay. Get in orbit, burn prograde enough to get into an escape trajectory, run the test, burn retrograde. Okay, that's a very simple explanation, which I appreciate. No problem. Let's give it a shot. Alright, alright, alright. Let's go. I don't think this is gonna work, but it's at least a start. And you know, it's expensive, but hey, we're not in this game to make money. We're in this game to learn something. Here we go. Let's go. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. There's no pilots aboard? But why? So we don't have SAS. This doesn't seem like a great idea right now. We're running like he's an engineer. Why are we running the engineer instead of the pilot? I don't understand. He can't hit the SAS button? So I worry about what happens after we eject here. Wow, they've sort of pulled it together. Briefly. Man, Bill, you are a garbage pilot, dude. Okay, revert to launch. Why are you flying this, Bill? I don't understand. Yeah, get this thing out of here. Revert to vehicle assembly. Did our other astronaut die in landing? Did they burn up in the hot molten core? This guy's a level. What? You gotta throw him up here. First off, vehicle assembly. These things obviously need struts. So the more the merrier when it comes to the strut department. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Please Control Z. Thank you. More struts, please. This actually looks pretty solid to me. Maybe one more? Yeah, there you go. How do you choose which astronaut goes on the mission here? Yeah, there you go. Why wouldn't you send the pilot? I don't understand. Close this up. Go back to build. Okay, I mean, should we put some science on here? It seems like we might be doing some stuff that's unusual. Also get like I don't know, put a thermometer up here. Maybe we can get some even more science. Not a very erudite phrase, but you get the concept, I think, on a central level. Let's go. SAS on. Staging is probably right. Look at that. With Onster driving this thing, it's as solid as a freaking rock, dude. Prograde, retrograde. Prograde is west-northeast. Retrograde is diagonal. Just remember that. Retrograde is diagonal. Hey, science. Hey, even more science. Yeah, we didn't do our gravity turn yet. Just give me a second here, okay? Just give me a freaking second. Okay, so those exploded immediately. You got this, buddy. You got this. I know you can hold this thing. This is a baby rocket. You've already flown a rocket like this before. There you go. You're on the 45 degrees. You're set, buddy. So we just want basic orbit this time. So I'm going to shoot for like 100,000 apoapsis or something. I don't know if that's sound, but tell you what, we got a decent amount of fuel. Let's shoot for 120. 125. Okay, that's fine by me. Get into orbit, burn at the prograde until you exit orbit, and then burn on the retrograde. That's the game plan. So the next step is we gotta orient ourselves parallel to the horizon. We're getting pretty good at this part. Debatably. That seems fine. And then at basically exactly 126,000 meters, we're going to try this. I know the odds are like infinitesimal, but what if we collided with Valentina's pod while we were up here? Just think about it, dude. 2 minutes ago you were on Earth, now you're 90 kilometers above the surface of what is not Earth, it's actually Kerbin, you idiot. Oh my god, look at the science. The unbelievable science of these two hot thermometers. Probably we're getting duplicate data at this point. I'm okay with that, though. 126,000, we hit full throttle. Full speed ahead. 126, we're almost there. No crew report yet. I want to get a crew report when he straight up turns into Sandra Bullock from Gravity. $116. We're getting close to apoapsis. I'm not joking with you. We got time. 126. That's where we're popping it. We want to maintain a tight orbit here, so that hopefully we don't have to use as much fuel to come back with our retrograde. I don't know. 123. We're getting close. Getting close. Getting close. So I guess once we get into a stable orbit, maybe we should just keep burning at the prograde marker if we can. Still got a little time. Dude, this is such a good game. What a great sandbox. Here we go. And we know our next phase is going to pop soon, but we want them to be in different orders here. No. That's not right. Did I not put... Oh, no, that is right. That is right. Yeah, that's right. Maybe we should have gone for a higher apoapsis, because we're not going to have enough fuel, I think, to make this escape trajectory work. And get back. So the orbit's coming up any second now. So the game plan is you just burn along the prograde. I think we might be able to hit an escape trajectory. We won't be able to test this part. But at least we've learned how to, you know, get an escape trajectory to happen, maybe. And we just want to burn along the prograde. I don't know if we should be doing it at full speed, but until we've exited the sphere of influence. We're on an escape trajectory now. Dude, we can actually do this in the future. Just throw an extra one on here. We probably could have saved some fuel doing that as well. And what's our... Okay, you probably want to hit that retrograde marker as soon as possible, huh? Otherwise, you're going to be lost in space forever. But we're gonna revert this flight anyway. This is a learning exercise that has now actually surprisingly worked for us. So, like, we're climbing, which is why I want to hit this as soon as possible. I think we've done it. We have actually done it. We didn't get to test our part. And we didn't do a crew report. We're still probably going to lose the science when we re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. But dude, Kerbin's atmosphere. Dude, this is huge. This is a huge milestone for us. We looked at the parameters of a mission. And we built a ship that dealt with those parameters, you're not going to, like, skip off. No, you don't have a periapsis anymore, so you're not... I mean, you're definitely coming back, is what I mean. So all we need to do, like, this mission completely would have worked to begin with if we had just given ourselves an extra part that we could have hauled up there to test. Now, mind you, it's pretty expensive. Admittedly, we spent like $25,000 on the ship. I don't know how much science we're going to get out of it. I'm assuming not too much. What about our... Did we keep the data in the crew pod for the thermometers? Because if it's kept in the thermometers, I'm going to be mighty cheesed. Yeah, that's how you do it. Same with our science pods, which we've actually fully ejected. Hopefully you keep that data in the crew pod. Well, it seems like we're going to make it. Just watching carefully. By the way, great flight, Onster Kerman. That is your real name. Really appreciate your incredible skills in getting us back here. Getting yourself back out here as well, of course. And I'm eager to see what we glean from this. But either way, that's going to do it for this episode once we land, which will be in 8.5 minutes here. We know how to get to an escape trajectory now. Maybe that's the first phase of getting to the Mun. Maybe now we can exit our sphere of influence and slingshot into their sphere of influence as if or the Mun sphere of influence as if we're a real Apollo-level astronaut or something like that. But for now, mostly just happy we survived. And, I mean, this guy, did we not set any, like, new records on that? Like, scariest orbital trajectory ever? Recover flight, please. And how about our scientific setup? How'd we do? Almost brings a tear to your eye to the level of human accomplishment here. So we got a little science. We didn't get the temperature. No XP gain makes me mad. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.